Welcome back to the Bruce Williams channel. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting watch that I think stylistically is appealing, especially if you like retro designs, if you like designs that tie in with military history. This is the Bulova Millships 2181 Submersible Limited Edition. But here's the thing. I know a lot of you are used to me just being super positive and detailed focused all the time. I'm rarely negative in my presentations because, I don't know, that's just not the type of person I am. But with this watch, I can respect it. I think it's interesting. I mean, I like it on my wrist. I think it's really cool. We'll get to it in a minute. But at the same time, it's almost frustrating where it sits in the market. And I think Bulova may have made a mistake in this release. But before we get to all of that, let me just shout out Mimo's Jewelry. Mimo's a friend of mine. I've been borrowing watches from his authorized dealer for years, and this is his Bulova Millships that I am presenting here on the channel. And a link will be in the description to his site, along with a discount code that will get you a pretty significant discount if you're interested in using it. And no, I don't get a cut. I don't get a commission. I don't get anything like that. I'm just passing on a discount code from a good authorized dealer. Now let's get to this watch. Let's get to the more divisive element. I'm going to place on this side of the screen the non-limited edition, along with the retail price, the specs, the image. And on this side of the screen, I'm going to do the same thing, except it's this, limited edition that we're talking about today. Now you guys can see visually, they look almost identical. They're going to be the same size. Really cool, 41 millimeters with these tiny little 16 millimeter lugs that look awesome, that really accentuate the case. And I like the blasted finish. I like the drilled lugs. I like the loomed aluminum bezel insert, and I really enjoy this absolutely massive bubble sapphire crystal that is just, my goodness, it's the most dramatic shape that I featured here on the channel. It's wild. And the overall case height from the back of this beautiful engraved caseback to the top of this massive sapphire crystal is 16 millimeters. So essentially it's the same height as the lug width. So it just presents a very cool dynamic on wrist. Yeah, it's a little bit dominant, I guess you could say, when it comes to the case. It might be a little bit top heavy, but it looks really awesome. Now, the design inspiration comes from a prototype that Bulova developed for the United States Navy back in 1957. It was never brought to the Navy. I mean, it didn't get the green light, so I guess you could say this was a failed prototype. But I want to draw your attention to the fact that Bulova, they were a very respected brand. They were a big brand. They did a lot of things. They were very different than how they are regarded today as kind of a value-rich brand. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at modern Bulova. I really enjoy the Accutron line. I think they're doing some cool stuff. I'm a big fan of the Lunar Pilot, but Bulova from 50, 60 years ago, much different brand, very cool, cutting-edge brand, and I like the fact that they were developing prototypes and presenting them to the United States Navy. So it's got some cool history. And again, stylistically, it's interesting with this case shape, with the cathedral handset, and then this bezel locking mechanism to where if you want to move it in either direction, you have to press down, and then you can move the bezel to the desired position and then release the pressure, and it's, locked into place. So, I mean, it's cool, but again, both of these watches essentially look the same. One is $900. One is $2,000. And again, this is retail price. You're going to be able to get a decent discount on both, but still the proportions are going to be the same with both. Now let's talk about the differences. One carries a Miyota movement, not Swiss made, not limited, doesn't have limited packaging, but it's a pretty cool watch that has all the features that we're talking about here with this Millships 2181 Submersible Limited. Now the Millships version, this one will carry a Solita movement, and you guys will notice Swiss made on the dial. But apart from that, this one is limited to 1,000 units, and it is individually numbered on a beautiful case back, very sharp. And again, it's not sharp like as you'll get a hot spot, something like that. No, I mean sharp as in, man, that looks good. That has some visual dynamics to it. It has a nice quality, a nice execution. I love that diving helmet motif in the center of the caseback because the limited packaging, you can see it on the desk behind me. It's a old school diving helmet done in a bronze tone. Now, it's not metal, it's not bronze. It is, I believe, just molded plastic. But man, that is cool. That is among the coolest presentations that I've ever seen from a brand. And I'm a fan of when a brand does something interesting and different that helps me feel like, yeah, I'm getting a dang cool watch, but I'm also getting dang cool packaging. And I'm not getting basic cardboard. Thank you, Seiko. No, not at all. So this one, you lift the center portion of the helmet, and that's where the watch is displayed. There's a very nice pillow for the watch. And I mean, stylistically, it's so awesome. And I know some of you just don't care about the box. It goes into the closet. You don't think about it. You don't want a brand spending money, that you're paying them for a watch for packaging. I kind of get that, but sometimes it's fun to get something that you don't want to put in the closet. You do want to put on display. Put it on the bookshelf, put it on the desk, put it in your man cave, take it to the office. Enjoy something outside the norm. I like that. So I like this limited box here. But essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that's going to be the difference between the two. They're going to have the same case again, same basic history when it comes to the design, same fit on wrist, just differences in movement, differences in being numbered on the case back in the packaging. And tell me, because in my opinion, I don't know, the limited version, is it worth the more than double retail price? I don't think so. And that's where I don't want to be too negative, because I try to be positive here in my presentations, but I don't know that I'm getting great value if I decide to purchase this watch. Yes, I'm getting a dang cool watch. You better believe I want that packaging over basic Bulova packaging, but is it worth hundreds? I don't know about that. So that's where I'm a little bit conflicted. I don't just give positive press, especially with the long, running partnership that I have with Mimo's Jewelry. I don't want to come across as bashing a watch just to look cool, for views. No way, not at all. But I've got to give honest opinions. I like the watch, but where's the value? I don't know. Bulova's, for me, more of an entry-level brand, sub $1,000. If I want to spend more than $1,000, I want an Accutron. I want something a little bit space age and out there. I like this, but here's the thing. I can blab on and on, but at the end of the day, this is what I really believe. Buy what you feel you would enjoy the most. And who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares what Bruce Williams thinks with his silly, stupid troll hair? Who cares what anybody else thinks about what you do with your own watch collection, with your own money, with your own risk? So if you want to buy a non-limited version, if you want to buy the limited version, you don't want to buy any of them. If you don't want to buy any of them, I'm not sure why you're watching this video in the first place, but do whatever you feel you would enjoy the most. You guys are smart. I present the details. I share my opinions, but ultimately at the end of the day, you make your own decisions on what constitutes good value, what constitutes a good design, a good release. And of course, I trust you to do that. So this has been my presentation of a very cool watch. Again, stylistically, how it wears on wrist, the details, it's very fun. But is it awesome value for money? Probably not. But I guess the more that I'm rambling here, we're not in this hobby to penny pinch, right? We like silly luxury items, basically pieces of jewelry that tell us the time, not even to a great degree of accuracy. So why should I be hemming and hawing if I'm going to spend $500 more than, a comparable whatever from a different brand? I guess that's just natural for us to do. But at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. And again, who cares what anybody else thinks? So guys, that being said, I want to know what you think. Is this a cool release? Do you like it? Do you think that Bulova maybe made a mistake with the pricing here, considering the differences between the non-limited version and the limited version? Which one are you interested in? I want to hear your take in the comment section. So thanks again for watching. Links in the description, discount code in the description. Have a great day, and see you next time. Okay, girls. Here we go. Get your hula hoops.
Come on, girl. Go to the top.